Okay, this is honestly like my 12th time recording this, and I keep blabbing on. I just want to get right to the point and show my settings, what have changed, what hasn't changed, shit like that, because the game itself has changed since the beta. They changed some things, and my settings have changed as well, and I don't want people to see like I just put out that sniping video. If people do happen to watch it and they go to my settings to see how I'm, what settings work for me to be able to do shit like that, they're going to get the wrong ones, right? So I want to update it real quick. Definitely way more comfortable on these ones than I was before. Like, everything just feels absolutely phenomenal. I could just be like mouse accurate on my controller. And honestly, people have like these crazy settings out there, and they're the ones getting all the views. So that's not good. If you happen to come across this video, it'll be it's like a little, I don't know, it's rare, right? Because I don't get a lot of views. But I'm telling you right now, these are the best ones. So anyway, I play at 40, 115 for that. This is your vertical aim ratio. Okay, so this is 65% of my horizontal stick speed. If I'm going left and right on my right stick, and that is 100, whatever that speed is, this is 65% of that speed, which some people want a 1-to-1, so if you do, put this at 100. Make sure you leave this on. There's actually people telling you to turn this off. When you turn this off, you get a whole nother vertical zoom thing here. Like, I don't know why you would need one when you're walking around not ADS, and then a different values when you're ADS, because there's that there. Bottom line is, why would you ever even have this? It even says uniform. Keeps everything uniform, right? And it even says muscle memory. This is the best way to go. Keep this on. Why anybody would ever advocate for turning this off is strange to me. And I came across a Reddit thread and they were like, somebody was actually saying aim assist feels like it's not even on. And then someone's advice was to turn this off and then mess with the values, and it strengthens the aim assist. First of all, the aim assist is way too strong in this game, which is why my settings might be a little different from the other people you're watching, right? If I have, real quick, right? So this you want 100. This is your actual aim assist. The mechanic itself. This, when you're moving your reticle and you enter the aim assist bubble that you can't see but every single enemy has, it slows down and tries to keep you in that bubble, okay? Which is terrible if you're on controller. So you're moving, and then you have to all of a sudden put more. Once you hit this bubble, you have to put more input to try and get it to where you want, right? Now when there's 4 or 5 people and they all got their own bubbles, you're just fighting with these different amounts of pressure, and it's just, you're trying to aim for the head, and it's absolute shit show. You can beam keyboarders with your controller settings, I'm telling you right now. This is with the aim assist turned off, dude. Look how sticky it is. Like, as long as I center, which everyone should be trying, just pay attention to this crosshair. Okay, put that in the enemy before you start shooting. It doesn't move. That's with aim assist turned off, dude. Why would you need it? If you had it higher, right, and you're going here, it's going to start slowing down heavy right here, right? And you have to put more pressure to get it where you want it. Now, if Johnny over here decides to run where this guy is when I'm shooting to try and help him out, it's going to focus on him and get stuck in his bubble. And it's just this massive shit show. This is just enough to keep it from moving out of the bubble, but without you noticing it, right? Which is the whole job of aim assist, to keep you... It doesn't want to, like, make you reliant on it, but it wants to work. So that's what 40 does on the slowdown. If you need more aim assist than that, honestly, there's something wrong with you. I don't know, man. Try it. Try the settings I'm giving you. I'm telling you, especially when it comes to sniping, dude. 40, 45 keeps it to where you don't notice that struggle when you enter the bubble, but it's enough to work, do its job, but it's just not too much. 100 is way too much. This, honestly, I didn't really notice. I don't know what this is, man. There's arguments all over the internet. Just put it on 0. It's fucking worthless. These two are what matters, okay? Aim assist itself, slow down. Curve types, I don't know why in the beta they actually had a nice little image that showed what each one was. So like linear, it would show it in that diagonal. Standard, I'm rocking standard because it's simply the most up-to-date, right? And I'm trying to replicate like dynamic from Call of Duty, because that's the smoothest controller experience you could have. And this feels closest to that. Standard, standard, standard. Obviously turn this off. This is with your right stick. The more input you put in your right stick, so you're here at the middle, and the more you put, it starts to go faster and faster the more input you put. Even when you max it out and hit that wall of your controller stick, it keeps going faster until it hits a certain speed, and then whatever. It's slower here than it is here. It just keeps going. It keeps ramping up the more input you put. Why you'd want that is nuts to me. I guess it's people who struggle, like, tracking a car or a chopper or someone running or whatever, right? So, but just turn it on 0, man, and then mess with your settings until you get comfortable. That's why the firing range is there, right? And then I also changed, this is a big one now, here. So the only reason I would have this at 0 dead zones, center dead zones all day, okay? Unless you have like an old, like a 10-year-old Xbox Elite controller, because those are trash and the sticks are terrible. But if you have like a newer controller, dude, like I'm using the Razer Wolverine tournament, whatever. It's not expensive. It's like a $50 controller, dude. No excuse. Hal effect sticks, no stick drift whatsoever, right? So you want 0. You get the most control. So center dead zone, right, is a little circle, and there's no input the higher. So whatever the number you pick, there's no input in that area. So if it's at 0, you have input immediately the second you start moving. If you have a 10 dead zone, it's not doing any input here. But the second you get out of the dead zone area, that's when you start doing something. So axial is the same thing, but it's across. Okay, so it's to help your vertical only or horizontal only movements, right? So if you're moving up and your thumb happens to go a little bit this way, it will ignore it. If you're moving to the right this way and you happen to go up this way, so if you're moving this and you happen to do a little bit of this, it will ignore it. So the higher up, the more leeway you get with that. And if you want to be more precise with your inputs, the lower it, right? It feels a little too strong on 0, I'm not gonna lie. So I put that one on 5. Games usually don't even have a setting for this. It's usually just is what it is, and you're probably used to other games, right, that don't have the setting. So keep it kind of where it was at, if not lower it a little bit. But definitely center dead zones 0. Don't mess with these. I don't know why people in Call of Duty were like, take your right stick and put it at 30. That way, you know, instead of maxing out your stick, you just have to move it a little bit, and that's the total. Actually, they did it for the left stick, right? So you can move quicker, movement. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so now we're up to date. When it comes to sniping, it's like key to have it where it's at. If I put that the aim slowdown up more, dude, when I get to here, it's just like I have to like fight to try and get it on the head. Where at 40. It just kind of goes where I tell it to go, and it's perfect. As long as you're decent at centering, you know? Which everyone should be trying to do anyways, is get better at centering. That is the key to FPS gaming. Like, I saw a video of this dude. And I know he was talking about Max Sheik, too, because I seen Max Sheik's setting video when he got the game. But he was like, this popular YouTuber was trying to, give his settings out, and Max Heat plays on like 100. So he's like, on these settings, try and hit fire this chair, right? First of all, if you're to hit fire the chair, it doesn't matter what you're on. You're really using your left stick. You aim with your left stick for the most part after you center with your right. So he's like this. He's like, all right, now I'm gonna try to shoot this number. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? And it's like, dude, first of all, yeah, his settings might be a little too high, but you have the entire, you're not doing it right. Why are you using, like he was trying to aim at these and he's like this. You don't want to use your right stick that much, so you shouldn't have to, like you want to center up and then use your left stick. So if I happen to have bad center, I'm going to aim here, move your left stick. Like, just use your right stick for very, very minimal recoil control. Like, you won't even notice you're putting any input on type shit. You shouldn't have to actually move your right thumbstick down to control recoil. You should just kind of hold it where it's at after you center properly. That's the goal, man. Right? Just thought I'd throw it in there because some people just... They call everyone a cheater, man, because they see him centering and shit, but it's like, dude, that's what you want to do. You don't want to have to... Oh, damn it! Damn it! Damn it! What the hell? It's too high! And then you put your settings slow to the point where you can play like that and get away with it because it's so slow it's not going to pull off when you move your right stick. Terrible, dude. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to put everyone up to date. Peace!